What's up, you guys? It's Sussan Mourad here with Clevver News. And after receiving massive amounts of backlash for rehoming her adopted son, YouTuber Myka Stauffer is breaking her silence to speak out on those rumors surrounding her family's decision.
It's not every day you hear about a family rehoming a child they previously adopted. So when you do hear about it, naturally the first thought for many people has been major concern and sheer outrage. But before we get into the story, I wanted to issue a brief trigger warning, as these topics we're about to cover are pretty heavy involving adoption. So please only continue watching if you feel comfortable doing so. YouTuber Myka Stauffer and her husband James made it widely known that they adopted what would be their fifth child, an autistic baby boy named Huxley, from China nearly 3 years ago. Myka and James have created many different YouTube videos and pieces of content featuring Huxley over the years, which led fans to become attached and fall in love with Huxley and become in awe of the family's generous hearts. However, just last month, Myka and James came under fire after they released a video revealing why Huxley hasn't been seen on Instagram or in recent YouTube videos. In the video, Myka and James began to explain that in recent months, Huxley developed much more severe behavioural issues, and his autism proved to be much more difficult to manage than originally anticipated. James said, quote, "Once Huxley came home, there were a lot more special needs that we weren't aware of," adding that they tried many times to get Huxley the help they needed. Myka added that both they and the medical professionals agreed that Huxley needed more treatment than what they would be able to give them. This, along with the fact that Huxley's behaviour allegedly put the rest of their children in danger, led them to make the drastically tough decision to rehome him to a family who would be able to give him the medical treatment and attention he needs. Upon being beside themselves over the news, fans began firing back with many questions like, how could they possibly have the heart to give their child away? Did you only adopt him for the clout? Why even adopt in the first place? Didn't you know about his condition before adopting him? Many other fans were outraged over the fact that the Stauffer family spent years sharing intimate details about his life on a monetized channel. Since May, Myka has remained pretty quiet in the face of the backlash, but just broke her silence in a new Instagram post. In the lengthy message to fans, Myka begins by apologizing to fans for causing so much uproar and hurt amongst her community. She said, quote, "This decision has caused so many people heartbreak, and I'm sorry for letting down so many women that looked up to me as a mother. I'm sorry for the confusion and pain I have caused, and I am sorry for not being able to tell more of my story from the beginning. I could have never anticipated the incidents which occurred on a private level to ever have happened, and I was trying my best to navigate the hardest thing I have ever been through." She continued to apologize for being foolish and arrogant, adding, "I apologize for being so naive when I started the adoption process. I was not selective or fully equipped or prepared. I received 1 day of watching at-home online video training and gained my Hague adoption certificate, which was required by my accredited adoption agency. For me, I needed more training." Myka then went on to address and debunk many of the questions fans have been asking, including the reoccurring question about adopting a child to gain clout. She said, "We did not adopt a child to gain wealth. While we did receive a small portion of money from videos featuring Huxley and his journey, every penny and much more went back into his care. Getting Huxley the care and services he needed was very expensive, and we made sure he got every service and resource we could possibly find." Myka also stands firm on her family's belief that this was the right decision for all involved, especially Huxley. She stated that despite reports, the family is not under any type of investigation, which stems from the fact that E! News reported that the Delaware County Sheriff's Office has received several inquiries regarding the welfare of Huxley. A rep from the office issued a statement saying, quote, "Our primary concern is for the well-being of this child as well as the other children in the household. Our investigation is ongoing and will include contact with all children to ensure their safety. In private adoptions, there are the same legal requirements that must be adhered to. These include home studies as well as background checks on the adopting parents. In this case, we are confident that the appropriate process is occurring." Myka has since removed all her photos of Huxley on Instagram, and there are very few traces of him on her YouTube page, as it seems they are trying to move on from the heartbreak, not only for them, but their fans. Speaking of fans, many have chimed in with their thoughts on her apology, and many aren't as forgiving as Myka may have hoped. One user took to Twitter to point out, "The fact that Myka Stauffer starts this apology by apologizing for the impact on their public image rather than apologizing to Huxley tells me all I need to know. You aren't sorry. You're sorry you got caught. and that this is affecting your income. Another user tweeted, "If Myka Stauffer was truly sorry, she wouldn't disable comments on her apology post. She would also realize that she has no credibility as a mummy influencer now, and she should live the rest of her life privately. Kids are not props." And this user also shared that after thinking about this whole situation, people who give birth to children with autism don't just rehome them. What in the hell did she think she could say to help her justify that? Weird. It's still unclear what challenges the family did endure while caring for Huxley, but that appears to be completely besides the main argument that once fans and the internet aren't ready to let this go, and for justified reasons.
And for more news updates, click right over here to see what Madison Beer had to say about rumors surrounding plastic surgery. After that, let me know all your thoughts on Myka's newest statement right here in the comment section below. I'm your host, Sussan Mourad. I'll catch you later. Bye guys.